Getting a diagnosis like multiple sclerosis, well, it can really knock the wind out of you. It's overwhelming. So in this explainer, we're going to walk through the tools you need to take back control, manage your health, and really own this journey, step by step.
You know that feeling, right? Sitting in a specialist's office, just searching for answers, it can be a total whirlwind. There's fear, maybe some frustration, and just this huge cloud of uncertainty. And look, those feelings, they are completely normal. You're trying to find clarity in a moment that feels anything but.
But here's the thing. You are not just a passive passenger here. Not at all. We're here to give you a roadmap, a really practical guide to help you turn that uncertainty into meaningful action, so you can become an essential, active partner in your own healthcare.
So, where do we start? Well, it actually begins before you even sit down with your neurologist. The absolute best, most productive conversations are built on a solid foundation of preparation. And that's something you have the power to build right now.
And your single most powerful tool is something that sounds almost deceptively simple: a symptom diary. This is how you translate everything you're feeling, those abstract sensations and disruptions, into concrete, objective data that a doctor can actually work with. It's your story, but told in the language of medicine.
And creating one is pretty straightforward. You just want to get specific. Track the symptoms, sure, but also when it happens, how long it lasts, how intense it is, and this part is absolutely crucial, how it actually messes with your daily life. That detail is everything.
See, this is the difference between saying, I have trouble walking, which is a feeling, and saying, I have difficulty walking more than 60 meters, which is a clinical fact. This gives your doctor a measurable baseline, something they can use to spot patterns over time.
Now, to complete this picture, you gotta have full transparency. Your diary needs to be paired with a list of everything you take: prescriptions, Tylenol, vitamins, supplements, you name it, plus your full medical history. Every little detail helps your team see the whole, clear, accurate picture. Okay, so once you've laid out your clinical picture, the neurologist starts their work of decoding it. This is going to involve a series of tests, and honestly, just understanding what they're for can make the whole thing a lot less stressful.
Now, this is super important to understand. There's no single definitive test for MS. It's not like that. The process is much more like detective work. Your neurologist is building a case for MS while at the same time ruling out other things that can look similar, like Lyme disease or lupus.
And this detective work uses a few key tools. It starts with a physical exam and blood tests, and then moves to advanced imaging like an MRI. Sometimes a couple more specific tests might be needed just to gather all the evidence for a really clear diagnosis. But among all these tools, one is the real MVP. The MRI is without a doubt the most important piece of the puzzle. Over 90% of all MS diagnoses are made with the help of an MRI. It is the central tool, both for that initial diagnosis and for monitoring the disease over time.
And this really gets to the heart of why those regular checkups matter so much. You might be having a great day, feeling totally fine, but the MRI gives us the objective truth. It can literally see new disease activity, even when you don't feel any symptoms, which is exactly why follow-up scans are so essential to track what's really happening under the hood.
All right, so you're armed with your symptom diary, you understand the tests, you are now ready to completely transform that doctor's appointment. This isn't about sitting and listening to a lecture, it's a strategy session. And you're a key strategist.
Having a prepared list of questions is honestly the best way to make sure you cover all your bases. And a great tip is to categorize them. Think questions about the diagnosis itself, questions about treatment options and side effects, and questions about lifestyle. It keeps the conversation focused.
This all leads to this core idea of shared decision-making. And it's not just a buzzword, it's a whole philosophy. Your neurologist, they're the expert on the disease, on the science, but you are the undisputed expert on your own life, your priorities, your goals. The best plan is always the one you build together.
So let's talk about that plan. Getting a handle on the different types and goals of MS treatment is absolutely essential for managing your expectations and your health for the long haul. First, it helps to know what a relapse or an attack actually is. Basically, it's defined as a new or worsening symptom that sticks around for at least 24 hours. That tells us there's new inflammation, and it's typically treated with a short course of high-dose steroids to calm that inflammation down and help you recover faster.
Now, to manage MS well, you gotta understand the two main pillars of therapy. On one side, you have disease-modifying therapies, or DMTs. Their goal isn't really to make you feel better today, it's to prevent future damage and slow down the disease. They're playing the long game. Then, on the other side, you have symptomatic treatments. These are all about improving your quality of life right now by managing specific issues like fatigue or pain.
But a truly great management plan goes way beyond the pharmacy. Seriously. The choices you make every single day can have a profound impact on your well-being and can really influence your journey with MS.
And these are the pillars of that approach. We're talking about things like moderate physical activity, good nutrition, and really prioritizing your mental health. These aren't just nice add-ons, they are powerful tools. And the best part? These are all factors that are completely within your control.
Which brings us to our big conclusion. Thanks to incredible scientific progress, modern treatments, and this comprehensive approach to wellness, an MS diagnosis today is not what it was decades ago. It is a manageable condition. It's a part of a life that can and absolutely should remain full, active, and meaningful.
So in the end, the power really is in preparation and partnership. After everything we've talked about, I'll just leave you with this one question. What is the first concrete step you are going to take to become the active manager of your health journey?